Hi and welcome to the Key Stage 2 evening. As you can see, we're not in school at present. We are sitting in an office doing this together for the Key Stage 2 parents. So welcome, Mr Parks and myself are here to talk to you about all the different organisational aspects of your children's time in Oldfields for the next couple of years. I'm going to pass you swiftly over to Mr Parks, who's going to talk to you about the Year 5 tutors.
Hi, my name is Mr Parks. I'm Progress Manager for Year 5. This slide shows the four form teachers that your son and daughter have currently. 5B has Mrs McBride, 5H has Mrs Gilbert, 5J has Mrs Horden, and 5R has Mrs Sweet. All really experienced form teachers in Key Stage 2 teaching, and they've made a fantastic impression on the form teachers your son and daughter have, so very well done.
Okay, back to me. So what we've got here is Year 6. Year 6, I'm Progress Manager for Year 6, continued from last year for Year 5. Mrs Cope has picked up 6R. Mrs G continues with 6H along with Mr Griffiths and Mrs McMulkin, because Mrs G works part-time, but please contact Mrs G or myself if there's any concerns there. Mr Stockdale will continue with 6J, so he's continued with that group. And Miss Frazee, our maths teacher, has taken over the 6R form group. Any queries, please contact your tutor or myself via the telephone or the organiser. We've got now some expectations that we're looking at. So homework is still going to be set for Year 5 and Year 6. I know Mr Parks might be talking a little bit more about Year 5 expectations, but please check your Outlook, because currently we're not sending things backwards and forwards from home to school as much. We do want you to check the children's Outlook. They should be quite used to this in Year 6, looking at their email, but if you could ensure that that's being done on a sort of weekly, if not daily basis, that would be tremendous. Over to you, Mr Parks, for organisation.
Okay, thank you. It's really important, especially with the circumstance outside school, that your son and daughter are well organised, making sure they've got all the equipment, reading books and planners in their bags. This year, regarding equipment, us as staff, we aren't able to lend equipment out as we would do previous years, so it's really important to have the following things in their bag. One is a set of headphones, really cheap headphones for ICT, something from Poundland. They do need a pair of scissors, they do need a Pritt stick or several of them in their bags ready. Pencils, fine liners, felt tip pens are needed for subjects like art and DT. If you have any issues regarding this equipment or in access to this equipment, if you email the office and direct that to the appropriate Progress Manager, we can be in contact with you and sort of help and support you in that way. Okay.
All right, so moving on to uniform. Thank you very much for the start that we've had for both Year 5 and Year 6. The uniform is looking tremendous. It's been a while, I know, since that uniform's been worn, and it's great to have the kids back in school and back in that uniform. So we've got a few things on the screen there just to talk about what shouldn't be in school. What I've noticed is just a few more hooped earrings. It's obviously the fashion at the moment. If they can just please be not in during school hours, you can see the danger that those would cause. And the same with jewellery. This one here, we just ask that if they are wearing shoes, school shoes, on the days that they haven't got PE, the school shoes should be shouldn't be branded trainers. They should be school shoes, please. Thank you very much. So I think we're going to move on to homework for Year 5, Mr Parks.
Yeah. The Year 5s have done really well so far, settling into Oldfields, and this is their second week. Regarding the homework, they should primarily only have maths and English at the moment, when they're expected to read 15-20 minutes per night. This can be added to yourself, or they can read on their own, and also this can be assessed during completing AR quizzing within school. They're also expected to complete Excel maths work, and that's by 30 minutes every week. And again, support can be given by a maths teacher. All this homework is emailed out to your son and daughter through Outlook. They'll have an Outlook account. If they don't have it now, in their first ICT lesson, the ICT teachers will actually sort of go through the process of accessing their emails, accessing the homework, but also being in a position where they can actually email staff if they have any issues or concerns directly using Outlook. But so far, they've done extremely well, and they seem to have taken homework, challenge of homework in their stride. So very impressed.
Okay, over to achievements. As Mr. Parks has just been saying, there's a lot of achievements already gained by both Year 5 and Year 6. I know I've given some stickers, some comments in organisers, and extra playtime to Year 6, and I know Mr. Parks has also been doing the same for the Year 5s. Lots of achievement points being collected each lesson. We're going to just talk quickly about how those achievement points are recorded. So they're recorded by every class teacher who has your child. Every lesson will get a grade 2. That grade 2 is recorded on Sims 5 times a day for your child. If the teacher feels that they have worked exceptionally hard that lesson or done something over and above their usual standard, they will be graded as a grade 1 learner. You'll be informed of that via the reports at the end of each term. Unfortunately, if the teacher has warned them on several occasions but they still continue not to be doing the work that is being expected of them, they might get a grade 3. Your progress manager or your tutor of your child will inform you if your child has got a grade 3. Again, at the end of the term you'll get a report which indicates how many grade 3s your child gets. In Oldfields, in 5 and 6, we find rarely do children get grade 3s. It is a rare occurrence. Grade 4, unfortunately, would be a serious offence, something that might be extreme defiance, and obviously that would be dealt with both by progress managers, possibly by senior leadership, and you would be notified at any point if your child had got a grade 3 or a grade 4 by your progress manager or your tutor. Please feel free to pause the last 2 slides and have a look at them again at your own pace. But like I say, all this data is collected and it really gives us a good overview of how your child is working in different lessons through the day. Do you want to talk about behaviour, Mr. Parks?
Yeah, on the flip side of achievement points, obviously we have to sort of monitor and sort of look at behaviour, the good and the bad. So we do in sort of school operating system using behaviour points. This is where, again, like this guy said, with the achievement points where staff can issue reward points, achievement points. They can also issue behaviour points for defiance, lateness to lesson, poor behaviour, poor attitude. It's really important for both Year 5 and Year 6 that, because these behaviour points are logged and there's a record of them and they are sort of issued to you on report. They sort of think about the behaviour, they think about what they can and can't do. But at the moment, both Year 5 and Year 6, they've come back to Oldfields extremely positive, and behaviour has been absolutely fantastic. So for me personally, being a Year 5 progress manager, I've seen very little poor behaviour, and I think I've got, if any, behaviour points, and this is, I wish that to carry on.
Okay, so moving on, move myself again. The next 2 slides, so that's this one, and I shall click onto this one as well. Move myself down there. So these last 2 slides, please feel free to go back, pause the video, and have a read of these. This one slide that we're on at the moment is about personal health, social health, and economic education, and it's something that we have to teach your children in Key Stage 2. They might ask you what's PSHE lessons. Well, this is what they are. Miss Marsh overviews this, and if you've got any queries about anything on that slide at all, anything you want a bit more information on, please contact the school, and Miss Marsh would more than happily speak to you about that. If I flick back to the previous slide and move myself up there, Mrs. Cunliffe is the head of science in school, and on this slide here it goes through the different stages that we'll be teaching the children this year in science. If there's anything again that you need to know about any of that, please speak to Mrs. Cunliffe, drop her an email. She'd be more than happy to give you any extra information. I hope all that, if I go back to the first slide again, let's take ourselves up, Mr. Parks, back to that one. Okay, I hope that's answered any of your questions. Remember, both myself and Mr. Parks are in school teaching, but we are available on email, and obviously a phone call to the office will get back to you sort of within 24 to 48 hours. And we're always phoning parents, both good and bad. And basically communication is key, I think, at Oldfields. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think for year fives, we've settled them really well. There might be a few year fives that are still quite nervous. Use that planning as your first point of call for communication, writing notes and certain teaching that's needed. But like Miss Kelly said, if there's any sort of major issues, drop an email to the office, address to ourselves or the relevant teacher, or ring, and we can sort of chat with you. We can't have meetings at the moment within school, just with the circumstance, but we can sort of call you, we can sort of have communication through emails. But so far, I've been personally very impressed with year fives with the sort of amount of time they missed last year in year four. They've come to year five, hit the ground running, and they've made such a fantastic start and fantastic impression. So, yeah, very pleased.
Okay, brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.